What's good, boys, and welcome. Today's gonna be a bit of a somber one, you know. I didn't want to do it straight away. I didn't want to jump on it, capitalize on it, or whatever, right? I waited till I had an open upload slot, and I wanted to go through. Obviously, this is the recreating series. This is the series where we go in and we recreate the cars of famous YouTubers, famous celebrities, famous racing game content creators, in fact, we've done, and movies. And today, one that was long overdue, most definitely long overdue, was Ken Block. Because recently, if you didn't know, Ken Block, very, very famous racer, which I will talk about, passed away in a snowmobile accident. It was like the 3rd of January that it happened. And it was just, it was so out of nowhere. It was so absolutely out of nowhere. So, yeah, today, for the few cars that are in the Crew 2 that we are able to create, and let me tell you, I think I did the best on the, you know, the car at the end, the Hoonicorn. Genuinely, my best work on this series, I reckon. Well, not the best, but very good work on that Hoonicorn on the end. People go with the car that it is originally in drift, but I'm telling you, that's not the best one to go with. What I go with for the Hoonicorn, that's the best one to go with. That one is, by definition, what I need, but I will look for a better one. But, boys, I want to say quickly, right at the beginning of the video, the livery creators, if you know any, or you know, are in contact with any, or you yourself are a livery creator, and we're talking like the few like really high quality livery creators, though you know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that are very immensely, insanely impressive liveries. You boys, the livery creators, I would, one, like to put out this car, this Porsche, on the RSR in Touring. Pardon me. Could you get that one done? And I will, of course, repay in a full, when I do anything with that car, a full shout out to whatever socials. On top of that, I would preferably, if you are a livery creator that is, you know, gonna be, is able to make many liveries, I would love to work long term, whether it's for continued shout outs or financial gain eventually when I can justify it, right? But yes, for the time being, this livery, if you're a professional livery creator, make this livery if you can, and put it in the general images chat, images of this livery, in the general images chat of my Discord server. Head into the Discord server, put the livery in there, and, you know, I'll DM you. Make sure your DMs are open, and I'll DM you. If I do an episode 2, if I use that car, I will most definitely there and then give you a shout out to the social that you request for whoever's livery I end up using. This is PlayStation preferably, and like I said, I would from that be happy to work long term. You know, if I need a livery made for a video idea, to reach out and be like, hey, could you make this livery for shout out in that video consistently, etc, etc, right? So, like I said, reach out, put in the general images chat of my Discord server, put the liveries in there. Okay, it does seem like that this Ford, we just sort of can't get it right. I mean, there is one person who's done the right livery in latest, but it's really bulky and kind of looks awkward, I want to say. Which is unfortunate, you know. We could still go with it, but it would just be slightly, this will just be a slightly older version of this. You know, there's that. But it's, you know what? It's a man who deserves it. Let's just make it ourselves. It's not like it's a crazy difficult one. There we go. Whack it on standard. And, ooh, actually, you know what? I think there's probably a better shape I can use for that. I want, like, a really wide curve, because that's kind of what it is. Let me keep it at rotation 90. And, because, you know, that's what these top things look like. I feel like people miss that a lot. See, like there. That's a lot more flat looking, like the things that go at the top of the car or whatever. In fact, if I bring in the curve a little bit, there we go. It's perfect. Okay, that took a lot longer than I thought because I see where the issue is. The window liveries on the window get really distorted for some reason. In fact, even that one you can see is really low quality. But yeah, I actually had to, so you saw that I used the like curving thing, but I had to manually, so they're slightly off, you can see, but I had to manually go in and mess around with the letters. Speaking of letters, the image I'm looking at is from a distance, but I think his current one does have lettered tires, and on top of that, it's got white rims, but in the Crew 2, we're looking at the issue that we can't recolor the rims. Oh, sorry, we can't rematerial the rims is the real issue. Because sure, I could do this and make it white, but those are terrible rims. So we are going to have to switch to white, unfortunately, but the rest of the car is basically stock. So let's put some parts on it and take it into a race. Here we go. We're going to be doing the sleeper. Now, trust me, I've decided on the sleeper for this car. But, oh, the last race and the last car, of course, is a special one, I reckon. Is a very special one because again, I know I'm tooting my own horn, but I think I'm proud of the car selection and what I ended up using. But yeah, Ken Block, I don't even know what to say, man. I said it in my tweet perfectly. Before I'd even gone into the, racing at all, even before I was into racing, cars, motorsports of any kind, I knew the name Ken Block. I'd heard of the name Ken Block. I'd known the Hoonicorn. I'd known his stuff from just, like, growing up as a goofy little teen who watched Top Gear, right? I knew Ken Block's name and his accolades. Even the other one, the truck, the big truck. That thing as well it was iconic. He transcended what he did. The reputation preceded him. And you know what? This livery is, I like it. It's not matte, so it doesn't have the weird lighting. It works. I'll publish this livery after this race. I'll show you boys the you know, the things for it, of course. Now, there is a lot of his cars that are in Forza, I believe, and there's a lot more of his cars that, you know, are in the Crew. There's a Ford Raptor, there's, well, ones that I'm not doing today. The Ford Raptor could probably find a pickup of some kind that would work for his pickup car. I've picked some of the best ones for this one, a bit more rally themed for most part of it, but of course, if the livery creators can come through for me and do that pink RSR, I will 100% do that for you know, as a part two with that as the title car, you know. Again, he does a bunch of cool stuff. There's maybe that Audi too. The Audi, that thing, very, very sick. I don't know what we'd put it on though, right? Like maybe the Vulcan. Wouldn't really feel right though, you know. But it is a very cool Audi, and it would be very cool to do in the game. Again, maybe suggest a vehicle that it would make sense on. Here we go. Share, Stripes & Co. I'm not really sure. Urban. Is there drifting? I guess street racing. Logo. Fun we will go with. So those are the tags. Stripes & Co. Urban, street racing, logo, fun, and logo. You know, it'll probably come up under a fair few of those. So, well, it will be most recent. I did this yesterday, so, you know, just check. It'll say yesterday on PlayStation, by the way. On to the next one. Next on the list is his Ford Fiesta. This is the Rallycross one, and I'm looking at it right now. To be fair, I was looking through liveries earlier, and I found one, and of course, with how iconic this man is, right? There's not even a point in looking anywhere else. There you go. Straight away, you know, it's slightly older, but it's his livery, of course. This is the 2021 version, but there's no, it's the top livery, man. It's the top livery. Cause I don't even know what to say, man. It goes to show. It goes to show. Now for this one's a bit of a brighter car. Again, we've got the issue with the rims. Oh no, we don't. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, thank you, Ford, for providing some official rims. I'm seeing a little bit of lettering on the tires. I might be wrong on that, but a bit of letter tires never hurt no one, of course. There we go. And yeah, like I said, because this is a bit of a brighter color car in general, I think I'm going to go with one of the more brighter smokes. Now, obviously, I wouldn't go with anything outrageous, but instead what I would go with is something like one of the ones that they haven't let me go with for some reason. Why does this have limited Oh, no, I don't know. It's right there. Okay, there we go. Great. And green nitro. Sweet. Let's go greener nitro. There we go. And underglow, none. Window tint, let's black it out. And there we go. Sweet, that is this thing customized. Let's take this thing into a race. One famous racer to another. I thought it only makes sense if we use, you know, the races that were added for, again, another famous racer, Mr. Forsberg. But yeah, the rally stuff, he was big in rally as well. You know, that was one of the few things that I kind of didn't delve into. You know, there's people who knew him from the Need for Speed, of course. He was big in the Need for Speed game. But he was also in some rally games, and on top of that, you know, just in rally with his many rally cars. I think a lot of his cars were spec'd out to rally, I want to say. I think, you know, there's this, the Focus. Was the Escort that as well? Was it even an Escort? You know what, this is where I really hate the fact that I'm not a major car guy. You know, I'm more just a content guy, because I really should be researching more into this stuff. Of course, you know, I do try and talk about it more, and have been getting into it more on the Stick Drift podcast. The link will be in the description. We did do an episode going through the news of Ken Block, which was, again, heartbreaking. I get choked up. It's bad. Just thinking about it. Oh god, I'm all over the place. I can't even do a full wholehearted plug, you know. The podcast, yes, it's out every Sunday or whatever. Subscribe if you're into racing culture, you know. It's that kind of stuff. Cars, car culture, racing games, motorsports. But yeah, like I said, because of that, I've been getting more into the racing side of it, you know. And again, just recently, I knew a lot more about Ken Block, and I started actually looking and tracking stuff about what was going on, and then this news was so sudden. It was just so sudden and so out of nowhere, which is a synonym for sudden, but I just... God damn it, man. Now, the Ford Fiesta is an interesting car, you know. To add something just to this car specifically, I get it's a very British car, right? Like, I don't even think they have it in America or anywhere other than Europe, I think. But the Ford Fiesta, you could at least, like, put out the street one. Come on, Croto. It's the spec ports. You know what? I always do say, you know, begging for cars isn't worth it. There's no point. Ask for a car once. Don't be like, oh my god, the game is so much worse because you don't have the one car that I want. Like, cope, right? But the spec ports is something I do vouch for. When you already have a license, you know, give us the Mazda RX-7 FC in drift. Give us some of the Rally Raid cars in street. Give us so much stuff. There's so much stuff. So many more cars could be in drift. So many more could be in drag, you know. It's a weird one. I do wish they did that more. Again, we could have a Fiesta in street. They've got this license, but maybe it's a different team that manages it or whatever, okay? But yes, on to the next car. We are sticking in rally for this one, and that is, of course, the Ford Focus in rally. Again, another one that is incredibly iconic, so much so that, again, it's the very top livery, man. There we go. We've already got the white rims on it. Oh, those are a lot closer to how they were at one point. Yeah, 100%. In fact, the image that I put on screen, those will be exactly that. This car is impartial to a bit of blue, but also, you know, it's also got some bloody lettered tires. They're cool. I like lettered tires, but because it's got the blue, we'll go with the blue smoke. Yeah, sure. Maybe green nitro. Where is the exhaust? Okay, it's there. Yeah, green nitro makes sense, obviously, because monster. No underglow, again, but the rest of it, we'll keep the things unblacked out, and yeah, there we go. I wish there was a slightly newer one of this livery. I don't think there is. I think I saw one, I believe. There is other liveries that are, you know, Ken Blocks. But out of the cars that I've researched, at least, these were the best few, and the ones that, you know, again, Me as someone who isn't into racing, I knew these cars straight away. So, you know, these are the ones that are more recognizable to most people, I would say. And let's hop in it, and then let's parts, and then take it into a race. To think, man, it was like literally, it was only, I want to say, like, it was months ago, if that, that people were saying, you know, next from after the Forsberg stuff, people were saying, oh, next they should do Ken Block. Ken Block should be the next one they do. You know, they should add his cars. They should do an update based on him next, you know. And that was completely within the question. That was completely a plausible thing. Again, it's just to emphasize how out of nowhere it was, man. I don't know. I don't even like to talk about this next bit because it's one of the things that genuinely really gets me choked up and probably about to tear up. So much love to the family, of course. But when you go on his Twitter, after it happened, going on his Twitter and seeing his last post was him with his daughter and a car that she souped up. It's like this really cool looking Audi. Like, that's really upsetting. That is heartbreaking is what that is. You know, the man, he had a family. He had so much, man. And he was respected everywhere, you know. Death fucking sucks. You know what? I'll say it. This thing's actually a pretty fun car to drive, though. Honestly, I'm enjoying this one. This one's like this one's a nice one to drive. Ooh, yeah, I'm enjoying it more than the Fiesta. Okay. I assume something to do with the handling model. You know, the Focus was one of the, like, important ones. Like, it was one of the ones that, like, hey, look, we updated this one. This one we updated it, you know? Because it was, like, the main thing that was complained about was such a cool car with the Focus Glow Motorsport Edition being added to the game. But because it was, you know, an older car in the game, at least, it made it unusable. So they went back and they've made some of these older cars usable again. Also, it's really cool because this one is actually like, this one is almost, I'd say it is the same car, right? The body kit is the exact same. Like, yeah, it's the exact same model of car. Oh, and as I see, he sold this car actually for $200,000. This one. Yeah, like I said, I knew this thing from a bloody while ago because it's a recognizable one. But recognizable doesn't even begin to get close to this next car. And that is, of course, it speaks for itself. Now, yes, it is the Hoonicorn, the incredibly iconic car. But here's the thing. I understand the Hoonicorn, I believe, is a Shelby underneath. Like, that's what it is, or just a Mustang of some kind. I know that, right? But, yes, we could go with this thing, which is the Hoonicorn to a certain extent. But the Hoonicorn is an incredibly customized car. An insanely high-level customized car. And here's the thing, there's a car in this game that it's not a base level car in the game, it's an added vehicle, in fact an exclusive vehicle, that I think perfectly matches the build, shape, and design of the Hoonicorn better than in fact the actual car it is, the Shelby. It's not in drift, unfortunately, but a car that I think works 10 times better as a Hoonicorn in the Crew 2 is the exclusive Summit car, which is the Road Runner Freedom Edition. Yes, it's a Plymouth Roadrunner, but it has the exact same blocky design, blocky from the back, and those two, like, I assume turbos on the front look perfect, or at least are in, you know, a very parody position of the two exhausts on the hood of the Hoonicorn. And it's not just me who sees it, because right here, number 3, is the Hoonicorn. I think it's impeccably close. In fact, there's more of them. There's the other Hoonicorn, which, oh, that one does look cool. That's the other design of it. Yeah, oh, I'm not sure we could do one and then do the other when we come about to play with the other livery as well. The Porsche livery, that is. So yeah, for now, we'll go with this one, but we might do the other one if I do end up coming back to, you know, also do that version of the Hoonicorn as well. Now, again, leather tires, they just work. Now, the rims are rather unfortunate, obviously, but we've had the rim problem this whole video, you know, that isn't even just this thing. God, this thing shoots flames? It shoots flames. This thing shoots flames is what it does. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I can work with that. Of course, yes, the exhaust is in the wrong place, but we do have this one, the explosive backfire. No underglow, of course. Smoke. I mean, we could put like one of the smokes that's like there's like a dense smoke, right? There's a smoke that is specifically made to look dense, right? There we go. Dense drift smoke. Yeah, dense drift smoke. There you go. And, yeah, there it is. She's a beauty. I mean, the spoiler's even similar. Come on, man. This is the best recreation of the Hoonicorn possible in the game, in my personal opinion. We've got parts on it already. We'll put some better parts and then take it into a race. Here we go. One of the races that I think makes the most sense in the context. God, that smoke does look really nice. That is smoke that we got during the Forceberg update. This thing, it looks so much better in action than it even did on the customization menu. We're in the Pikes Peak race, of course. Mimicking the iconic drive that Ken did on Pikes Peak. The drift that he did, like, over the edge, I believe it was. Like, it's insane. That one of the things that we mentioned on the Stick Drift podcast was that, like, you know, of all things, like a snowmobile accident, it didn't feel right. Not only did it come out of nowhere, but it just didn't feel right at all. Right, well, one, it would have felt better if nothing had happened. But again, of all things, a snowmobile accident. Of all the immensely impressive things he's done, that. I will probably, honestly, keep all of the cars that I have used here today. I will probably leave these as they are now. I think it's just better off to now leave all of these. Oh, this thing, the Focus, the Fiesta, the Focus in Street, all of them, I think they look a lot better in the liveries chosen. They really do. This one's a very fun to drive. The car is it works. It works. It's definitely very long rear-ended for sure. Like, it is incredibly long rear-ended. I mean, it's an American muscle car, right? Which, hey, to be fair, that does match up. That does line up. But really, with how, I have to say, with how little of the Shelby or whatever car it was originally is still what it was originally, I definitely think this one works very well to mimic what it looks like now rather than obviously what the original car was. And, you know, it works. It works, and it makes a very fun car to drive. Obviously, the mainly unfortunate thing is that, you know, the average player doesn't have this to recreate the cars, of course. This thing is exclusive to the summit. There you go, man. The full run of Pikes Peak Mountain. An iconic run from Ken himself. And, again, now in the Crew 2 with America, with the Plymouth Roadrunner as an impeccable stand-in for the Hoonicorn. It's sad to see him go. It truly, truly is. I don't even want to... oh, God, man. I don't even know what to say. I want to end the video, but it doesn't even... that doesn't even feel right. There we go. Let's take it up into this area. Sure, why not? There we go. And, yeah. I'll see you boys in the next one. Of course, remember about that livery thing. If you know any really good, talented livery creators, let them know. And get them in for a bloody, get them in so I can, what's it called? Pay them back for a cool livery. Let them know. And yeah, like I said, put it in the Discord server. That's about it from me, boys. Thank you to popular members, and especially thank you to famous members. Nothing more left to say other than rest in peace.